Okay, let's dive right in. We're going to take a 400-year-old poem, Shakespeare's very first sonnet, and we're just going to pull it apart. Because, this isn't just a bunch of pretty words. It's actually a really powerful, persuasive, and honestly, a surprisingly aggressive argument. Our goal today? To demystify it and show you exactly how that argument works step by step.
So the sonnet kicks off with these beautiful, almost gentle lines. The speaker is basically setting up this really reasonable idea. We all want beautiful things to create more beautiful things, right? So that their beauty never really disappears from the world. It's a soft, logical start, and it's totally designed to get you nodding along.
So you might be wondering, is that what this is? Some kind of poetic instruction manual for how beauty can live on? Well, that's the hook. The poem starts with this big, universal idea, but as you're about to see, it zooms in real fast on one person with one very specific demand. And here it is. This is our source material. Everything we're talking about comes from these 14 lines. It's a complete, self-contained case, and we're going to walk through it together to see how Shakespeare builds his argument from that gentle opening to a pretty shocking conclusion. Okay, let's start with the first part of his argument. The speaker begins by laying out this simple, beautiful proposition that honestly seems impossible to disagree with. This is the foundation for everything that's coming next. So, putting it in modern terms, this is the core of the opening. The speaker is basically saying, hey, you're one of these fairest creatures. It's only natural that you should have a child, an heir, to carry on your beauty for the next generation. Simple, right? It's presented like it's the most obvious thing in the world. And this central metaphor, beauty's rose, it's not just some poetic flourish, it's a logical argument. Think about it. A rose is beautiful, but it eventually withers. Its legacy, its memory, is carried on by a new bud. So the speaker establishes this as nature's way, and then he turns to the subject and basically says, you are going against nature itself. And right here, this is where the poem takes its first sharp turn. The gentle praise is over. The speaker pivots directly to the person he's talking to and just launches a direct accusation. The enemy, he says, isn't time, isn't fate, it's you. Just look at this language, but thou. It's so direct. He accuses the person of being contracted, almost like you're married, to your own reflection, that you're feeding your own flame with your own fuel. It's this incredibly powerful image of all-consuming narcissism. So the crucial point is this. The beauty that should be given out to the world is instead being turned inward, becoming fuel for your own vanity. It's like a candle that's burning its own wax just to shine for itself. You're using up your own essence for your own admiration. And eventually, there's just going to be nothing left. The speaker creates this really stark contrast between what you could be and what you are. On one side, you have all this potential to be the world's fresh ornament, a source of abundance. But on the other, your actions have literally made you your own enemy, thyself, thy foe, creating a famine right where there should be plenty.
So now, the accusation of being self-obsessed escalates into something way more serious. The speaker starts framing this behavior not just as foolish, but as a crime of profound and selfish waste.
This phrase right here is the heart of the charge. Tender churl is a fantastic oxymoron. I mean, you're beautiful and delicate on the outside, but you're a churl, a rude, mean-spirited person on the inside. And what's your crime? You're making waste by niggarding. Okay, this is a key word, but it's not one we really use today. Niggarding means to be a miser, to hoard your wealth selfishly. By using this very specific, almost financial term, the speaker is saying that your beauty isn't just yours. It's a treasure you actually owe to the world, and you are selfishly hoarding it. This pretty much sums up the next line. Within thine own bud buryest thy content. And wow, what a devastating image. Instead of letting the bud of your potential bloom and create a new flower, you are burying it, killing it before it ever gets a chance to flourish. It's a total act of self-destruction. And that brings us to the poem's climax. The argument has been built, the accusations have been made. Now the speaker presents a final, dramatic ultimatum. There are only two paths forward, and you have to choose one. After all this buildup, what is the final choice presented to this beautiful, self-obsessed person? The speaker boils it all down to a simple, yet absolutely terrifying choice between two things. The first option is an appeal to generosity, to empathy. Have some pity on the world.
which is being deprived of your beauty's legacy. This is the path of the giver.
And here is the alternative. If you don't pity the world, you become a glutton, someone who doesn't just hoard what they have, but actively consumes what is rightfully owed to the world. And in the end, that debt, it's going to be eaten by two things, the grave and you.
So here's that stark choice, laid out plain and simple. You can be a giver, pity the world, create a legacy, and let beauty live on. Or you can be a glutton, eat everything that's owed to the world and make sure that all that beauty dies forever right along with you. The speaker leaves absolutely no middle ground.
So let's just recap the whole journey, right? The speaker starts with a totally reasonable proposition. This turns into a direct accusation of narcissism. That accusation then becomes a warning about the crime of waste. And it all leads up to this final ultimatum. Be a creator or be a consumer. It's an absolute masterclass in persuasion.
Which leaves us with a final thought. We often think of the sonnets as these great love poems. But is this one? Or is it something else entirely? A timeless, powerful argument against vanity, against hoarding our gifts, and a really passionate plea to contribute something to the world before the grave takes it all. What do you think?